Greetings and welcome to my channel. This is Sorcerer. You can also find me on Facebook in the Sorcerers Guild. Today on Sorcery Self-Defense and Experimental Magic, we are going to be discussing a new technique I have been working with that I refer to as Glass Hand. Full disclosure, this is kind of, I guess, chaos magic because this is a technique originally developed for my Wild Mage when I was playing Dungeons & Dragons back in the day, and I just decided to convert it into an actual scrying technique here recently. Okay, so what this is it is a method of using the process of opening one's third eye, or as I refer to in my own videos as seeing with one's eyes open, and then using that to remote view. There are two separate methods to this. The more simple method is through meditation, and I will demonstrate that in just a moment. The second technique, which I will also be demonstrating, is through energy work. And in that one, you're going to be building up your chi, getting your body going before attempting to do the scrying. And I find that this helps, especially when you first start using the technique, because it is easier to see the energy as it clouds over, which I will explain in a moment. Okay, so the first technique, as I said, is a meditational technique. And for this, you want to be sitting on a chair, comfortable. I almost always cross my legs when I meditate. You don't have to do that. And I mean down at the ankle, I cross my legs. I'm not even sure where I picked that up, but it's comfortable to me, so I do it. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, don't do it. If you like it, do it. Okay, so then what you do is with this one, you start with the third eye, and you take your hands up to the third eye, and you envision that chakra being pulled down into your hands, and then you focus on the empty space in between your hands. Yeah, you're not looking at either one of your hands here. You're looking at that empty space in between. And after a while, as you're sitting there staring at it, your eyes are going to unfocus and everything's going to go kind of wild. Just let it do it. Yeah, don't try to like maintain clear vision. Just focus on that spot and let your eyes unfocus. And after you've been doing that for a while, you'll get, you know, like the colors that come across your eyes when you're first going to sleep and you close your eyes and there's like that, the color of the back of your eyelids, yeah? That's a good way to phrase it. The color of the back of your eyelids. For me, that color is purple. Whatever it is for you, that's going to start coming into this spot here. And when people talk about cloudiness in crystal balls and stuff, that's the same thing they're talking about right there. Yeah, they're talking about the color of the back of your eyelids. So just let it come in. And then when it does, don't get excited. Yeah, don't try to get all like, oh, there it is, because then you're going to blow it. Just let it come in. Just let it. And then once it's there, just slide into it. Yeah? Just slide in. And just stay there for a minute. And let whatever appears appear. Yeah, like a magic eye painting. Yeah, you're not trying to make the image come. You're gonna just let it appear. You don't want to imagine anything into place, because if you're successful, then you'll just put in whatever you imagined. Just let it come in. And then at some point, it almost looked like one of them 3D paintings. But it's not going to be your eyes, yeah? Don't get confused that you're going to see it with your eyes themselves. You're not going to see it with these. You're going to be seeing it with your third eye. So it's the same as when you're seeing with your eyes open and stuff. But it's kind of in front of you rather than in your head. So it is in front of you, but not with these eyes. Hopefully you'll understand what I mean when you get there. And those of you that have done scrying like in a crystal ball, you should know what I mean. This is a very similar technique. But we're doing it with the empty space in our hands. Okay, so the second technique is an energy working technique. And for that one, as I said, we're going to be getting the chi built up. So we're going to be doing the energy workings. And so we'll be exercising. And with this one, and this is a big part of the reason that this video is also on the Sorcery Self-Defense series, is this is a quick way to quick charge your energy. Rather than, as I talk about in previous videos, about pulling energy from the heart chakra, down through the shoulders, down the arms, through the forearms, into the hands, and into the fingertips, and then creating a ball. This is a quick charge technique where we're going to start directly in the heart chakra. Imagine that energy forming and then pulling it out directly into your hands to get that energy going in the first place and getting it right in your hands. And if you've been doing the meditation technique before, you're going to start seeing at least that distortion of space immediately, yeah? But even if you don't worry about that, because you probably didn't try the meditation technique first. Just allow that energy to form in between your hands. And then we want to start doing exercises. Because as I said, we're going to get our body pumping. So we don't want to just stick to slow Tai Chi. You can. Of course, that's going to take longer. But I prefer faster motions. Because I want to get the heart pumping. I'm a strong believer that the soul, or at least the Ka, and the body are very strongly interconnected. So when you have your body worked up, your soul and your energy, your Chi, it gets worked up as well. So we want to get that energy flowing, get our heart pumping. Remember, as you're doing these exercises, to envision the energy going with it so that you're exercising both parts, the body and the soul. In the Sorcery Self-Defense videos, which we will probably get to this at some point, but after the quick charge that I did there, you would actually then immediately access that belly fire, get it rising up as the crown chakra reaches up to the higher self and brings the strings back down. But that would be a later video. In this one, we're reaching out, getting the energy flowing, and then once your heart is starting to pump a little, you can bring your hands in, you reach for the crown, or the heart chakra, you reach for the third eye chakra. So let me go back around one more time, like that. Reach for the third eye chakra. Pull it out. The same as before. Open that energy up to your hands. And look in. Now, if your Chi is good in pumping, then as soon as you get to this point, you should almost immediately begin to see hints of that color of the back of your eyelids. Yeah? You go ahead and let that in. If it's not there all the way, it's okay. Get back to the exercises. It's allowing that heart energy to flow from out into the hands and up to the third eye. You want both of these going because we're using the heart chakra to open up the third eye chakra. So we get that energy going, get the heart pumping. Okay, so then, as I said, start at the third eye, pull it out, and then envision it inside your hands. Allow that color to form, and then slide into it. Sometimes I find it easier to close my hands like this. It's okay if they touch. Once you get used to it though, I tend to want a bigger area to look into. Let your eyes unfocus. Don't resist any of it. Just allow yourself to slide in. Now, I've gotten this technique to the point that I have experienced visions, and of course, one interesting aspect of it is that you are almost immediately opening up the third eye with this process. But I have managed to scry with this technique. I have not yet been able to designate where I am looking with this technique. Found a way of directing that to that location. I would love to hear about that in the comments. Any experiences you have with this. This is an experiment that we are doing together. We are going to be learning this together. So any of you that are doing it with me, I would love to hear your experience is in the comments, or if you have other ideas of what can be done with this technique. Because like I said, it started with the scrying, but then I also discovered the quick charging with it, which will be then applying to sorcery self-defense later on. If there's some third thing you come up with, please let me know. Okay, so that'll be it for this episode. Thank you once again for joining us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take the opportunity to do so now. Until next time, bright blessings and an interesting fate. This has been Sorcerer Tal.